Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the live Facebook every Wednesday night, brought to you by Trade VSA, and I'm your speaker tonight. And I'll be trying to explain on this topic in here, how low can the KLCI go, or the Bursa Malaysia index here. We have seen the market did try to rebound, and of course for those members who came last night for our monthly orientation, I have given you a good breakdown what is likely to happen. You already have a face of it in here. What are the steps likely to be happening? And tonight I will share a bit with the public tonight what to look at, but usually what I've said last night in our member orientation is pretty much the image here. So no worries, alright? So if you have followed the Pentagon Guider, which is I think the red Pentagon came out somewhere like last week, you should be out right now. I think it's important that you all follow your Pentagon Guide. Now the question I'm going to ask the audience in here, did you exit on the red Pentagon that you see on the KLCI? Now, as I said before, we have done a lot of the back testing before. Following that will ensure you not to fall into this big sell-off that we see. And no surprises, especially our members, why the market did fall. Our charts are already pre-warned and ask you to stay out in here. So the question tonight we'll be looking is, how low can it rebound? Okay, so how low can it reach before the rebound? And of course, my answer to all of this will be wait for the green Pentagon. All right, wait for the green Pentagon. You have to be patient, and usually green Pentagon may come sometime. No, right now we are already month of April. We'll also be looking at the seasonal monthly, and from there onwards to plot where the chart is likely to be. So join me tonight as we unveil what's going to be likely to happen. So Trade VSA is the first Malaysian digital investment advisor license holder, and we got it somewhere 27 last year in here. So it's been almost coming to 6 months in here, and we are trying to make our presence known to a lot of the user out there through our app SMARTRobie, and also our IP patented Pentagon Guider, which has a very good accuracy. So far, if you have followed the Pentagon Guider, you would have avoided in here. And of course, if you go over to SmartRobie.com, we have our trading boards, which we eventually were able to market them to some of our traders in here to have the trading board trading on your account on the discretion basis in here. If you like that, some robot then can able to trade for you, watch the stop loss for you, and take profit for you. That is something what we are working on with the broker houses to have it implemented, as we are a digital investment advisor. So definitely one of the things you want to try out is our chat SmartRobie to win, and we have 2 winners already for our 50 ringgit touch and go ang pao wager. They actually submitted a US trade with a minimum of 4%, and I encourage you, those of our member, please join our in our smartrobie.com, register in your account and submit your trade and win that easy 50 ringgit voucher, right? Not all markets going down, but with a 4% return, you can still do so with the US market in here. All right, let's get down to the year of snakes, which you've been watching every Wednesday. Pre-warn, which I've already told you that the year of a snake is definitely going to be a trading year. Little bit of upside, take profit, little bit of downside, you want to be buying. So right now, I know some of you are already panicking in there. Don't, but be pre-warned that the year of the snake is not a good year. Now, this is a last 6-month chart that you see in here. So what do you see from here if you were to apply the market stages, right? So as I said before, the red Pentagon was spot on, did turn green, no doubt about it. There was some buying in here when the market did turn. That's where the breakout is. You should exit, or at least on the beginning before the market continued to exit. But if you don't, as I said before, it may be a bit too late in here. This is also a good timing somewhere on the 23rd of February. That's where you want to be out to the KLCI in here. No doubt there are times when the market pick it up, but since then, it is trading below the 200-day moving average. And if you can see how low can the market go, I think I will address that. We will probably see the low of this market at the month end of this month. We do not know. So Either that, remember, we have analyzed the US market, especially our members who came in on Tuesday for a monthly orientation in here. I did talk about the possible scenario which I block out, so make sure you check out that video if you're a member. And if you're not a video member, you might want to join our premium membership for VSA 360 in here. That's one of the benefits in here. You will get insights to how I see this market in here. Now, if you like how I presented in here, do share and comment in below here. So right now we can see the KLCI very nicely well timed with the red pentagon, more expectation. You can see the last time when we had it in here somewhere 23rd of February, market did went down for almost 1 month. So we are looking at, as I said before just now, what did I say? We're going to be looking probably a green pentagon at the end of this month, which means market will continue to go down in here. So again, going back to our members, what I always talk about, the two-pronged strategy, right? The shorter term, you have to cut. All right, the longer term, you can invest. So make sure you keep some on the longer term investment. The shorter term, you need to cut, and that's all it. So ever since the market broke through this 1540, that was the level in here. And when you broke through the 1460, which is the 1480, this level in here, that is another level. So those are the two levels. Now it testing the 1400, which we never did, and later on we're going to show you how far the market can drop. I think there is still another 2-3% more to go for our KLCI, but right now we have in here. But this is all going to depend on the US market, which we will look at it shortly, how the market is going. Right now you can see the Dow Jones futures. Let me just bring up the Dow Jones futures for those of you who are looking into our market. Okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones right now. Okay, using the trading. And now if you don't have a trading view with our plugin, you want to consider joining our VSA 360 and get this benefit in here. So let's take a look at the Dow Jones futures in here, and you can see the market is down 400 points. Not too bad. It's still holding up in here. Any rebound, it's possible. Now remember, last night the market did shot up to almost 4,000 and then subsequently crashed back in. It is not going to be what is said by who, and right now don't focus so much on news. Watch what the market is doing. And the other one for our member, we did talk about wicks, but wicks we'll keep it out from the scope. But our member, remember, I talk about wicks, which is a fear indicator. Use that as part of your basis to look into the market area. So the Dow Jones definitely dropped in here. So if you look back at FKI, two things we talk about in here. The market is likely to go down another 3 to 4% in here. We will see the bottom probably at the end of month April, because you can see why this whole month here, you can see usually the market just dropped. You have about 20 bars of down days. So right now you can see 6th of April, 20 bars probably be a month end. So 2-3% more to go in here. Not a good time to buy. And remember, I talk about the dead cat bounce. Any rebound from here, the market is likely to fall back in here, right? So any market attempt to push up, the market will fall again. All right. So just be careful in here. You want to be short higher, okay, and you don't want to be shorting more on the breakdown. It can rebound in here. So remember what I just said in there, right? Important for those of you here. Just wait for the green pentagon, whatever you're trading. Now if you look at March 25th, I did talk about month of April will likely to be a better month. That was before the 2nd of April, the liberation month, where we felt the market really falls a lot more. Now let's take a look at the KLCI. And right now that you see here, this is the VSA 360, and something I really hope that some of the public in here will pay notice, and this is something will get you out of the bad position that you have. So March and April, you see minus 3.8 and then minus 4. So this is the 8% drop. The last time we have almost was the COVID, right here you can see minus 3.6%, minus 3%, minus 8%. Then the market rebounded. So definitely month of April, okay, we will see the market pull back. It's not going to be a 4% loss in here. It will see rebound, and then maybe, right, as I said, sell in May and go away. We might see the recovery month or April, but some of you may just be practicing the first level of thinking. Remember, right, we did talk about it yesterday. First level of thinking, which is just very reactive, spontaneous. You see this, you panic, right? But second level of thinking is looking for the next logical step if you want to go into the market, wait for the green pentagon in here, right? So the market's not going to be dropping that much. Of course, if you're just going to be reading of the news, panic will fall in like what we saw in 2021 in here, right? The market is down for 3 months. We got 1, 2, 3, maybe even stretch up to to beginning of June in here. We have to be very patient. Right now, market is dropped down 12%. Okay, down 12% for the KLCI. We have not seen this, right? We even way back in 2020, we were down much more. But remember, month of November, December, we will see some recovery here. So that is where we are looking for. So remember in here, market will hold its level now, right? Remember what I just said earlier on the slide in here. What we are looking for is some sort of a rebound. Wait for the green pentagon in here, right? Another 3 to 4% going further, but end of April. Okay, so meanwhile, there are other things you can also keep an eye on is the foreign fund flows. All right, now in our VSA 360, the foreign fund flows, I'm just going to show you in here. You can see everything is red. All right, all the banks are been hit. So you can see from here, foreign fund has been leaving since February. So every day been selling and selling. So they are almost left the country. Now what is really still in is just the institutional in here. So there is so much the market can really fall, and that's why I talk about another 2-3% in here. Partly is because of the foreign fund flow. So a lot of this really selling are really by the institutional. When the market do rebound, the market's going to shoot back up again. So be careful of that. But any of those rebound likely to be dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounce means you don't want to jump in and buy. Be very careful in here. Still wait for that green pentagon, and for our members, make sure you put in the market stages here, right? The market stages, which is the green, these are the green bar, the gray bar, and the red bar. That will certainly to help you to time much better than it should. You can see here, from here you could possibly go in, and then you probably hit the up here, and you want to be exiting too. All right, so any stocks, let's take a look at some of the stocks that have been badly hit. Yeah, like look at Hata, right? You can see the stocks has rebounded, but it's building up a nice base here after this tariff. So the tariff isn't that bad. If you check out some of the news, the earnings was pretty bad. There was a big sell-off that we went in here from somewhere around $3 in January, was about $3.80. Right now it's $2. Lost a lot. You can see from here, lost 50%. It's not going to be 50% by the end of the year. So what you want to do is really watch out for those green pentagon in here. Not so much on the earlier stages, but couple of months right from here onwards. So we are talking about recovery month in the month of June will be better. All right, so but we still have that what we call a stage 1 accumulation, low volume. Remember we done that quiz on Tuesday for our members in here, part of the training in here. So being a member does have its privileges in here. So this is where we are. Now if you have any stocks that you want me to analyze, please put into the comment in there. I'm happy to look into. Now how to think and react wisely. So quickly going through it, I'll talk about the first order thinking and the second order of thinking. Of course, if you look at the first order of thinking, right, usually when you see a market like this, it's bad, you want to be selling, but really look at the second level of thinking. Second level, yeah, the outlook is sting, right? Everyone is panicking here, but there is opportunity depending who you listen. As you can see before, I'm always very optimistic about the overall market. Remember, Donald Trump may just crash this market on his own, and any of the comment he will put on, he can also cause the market to rebound back. That's one thing we have to know. Okay, so you can dwell a bit on the market, but still wait for those green pentagon to go. So do the second level of thinking. Right now, many of you who have agreed with me to practice this level of second thinking, or promise to do this, read more about it, give me a thumbs up, because this will definitely help you a lot. I want to all my members as well as all the SmartRobie users to do more second level thinking, because this is very critical in here. It will help you to be more more rational about the market and not subjected to panicking in here. And of course, knowing those indicators like the SmartRobie Pentagon guided indicators will definitely help you more. So that's why we invest in tools, a very modest, inexpensive way of knowing and timing the market. We're using our Pentagon guider, which is regulated by the Securities Commission of Malaysia, being the digital investment advisor that we've seen. So remember, second level critical thinking. Okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones that we've seen right now, there where we have. So right now the market is already down something like minus 20%. Okay, so let's bring up the Dow Jones here, and I will blow it up a bit. And this is the Dow Jones in here. So it has not exceeded from this level. So it's still in the 20% mark. You can see from here to here, right? You can see just about 19% only. Even if you look at Nasdaq, let's see Nasdaq, how bad is it? NQ, Nasdaq usually are pretty much more severe. To here, yeah, 26%. So on Nasdaq front, that is already in a bear market, usually more than 20% in here. So, and remember, we did talk about one of the charts, right, yesterday, how much what we call the intra-year drawdown, right, the intra-year drawdown, and how much would the US market likely to close. You know all those figures, right? Just make sure you check out that video I talk about here to refresh here. But to give you a little bit of perspective for our members from here, when you see a big drawdown like this, usually US will end the year for a down year. All right, it will end the year for the down year. Don't expect it to go back up in here, but much of the earnings or much of the winnings will come buying very low, holding it. Okay, now I don't encourage you to buy and hold right now, because it is, a lot of them will be dead cat bounce. You want to be trading when the market down, it goes up a bit, you want to be selling. Use the green and red Pentagon and have a target price. All our SmartRobie Pentagon trading plan has those TP1, TP2, so make sure you use them effectively in here. As I said before, those are the models that are making money in here. And if you look back in SmartRobie, which is our so-called proud robot trading in here, this is where you can learn from it, and a lot of things we are going forward using robot to trade for us in here. And I just want to scroll in here so you can see from here we have the P75 is still making money, right, 17.68. and if you look back in the performance for the month of June, right, KLCI is down 7%. It is still holding up nicely in here. One of the reasons why is because there weren't any green Pentagon, so it didn't trade from then onwards. So right now you can see we for the year of 2025, the bot is beating the KLCI. And one of the reasons why I want to show you this, that we have built trading bots that eventually will be accessible for all of you guys to put in a little bit of money and get the bot to trade for you in here, and all this will be subjected to regulation in here. And of course we also have our Sharia bot in here. The one done pretty well is the P75 Sharia, so make sure you check it out. This is why we started to showcase to you how the bots are making. The FEMCL KLCI, as I said before, we are down 12%, so that's why we have this. Click on the performance and check it out, okay? Because eventually you will have a chance to piggyback on the SmartRobie performances in here. So this is the Dow Jones that I've seen. So year 2025, and this is from the edge. Okay, so you can see only two banks, Maybank and RHB Bank. Even Maybank is down. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so if I look at Maybank and RHB Bank of the top 40, okay, and you can see it's already turned to negative territory. It's minus 4%. Nothing get escaped. Okay, nothing get escaped. So banks are really falling in here. So I know you're very, very tempted to buy Maybank, some of you for the long term, but still wait for the green Pentagon. If not, wait for the market to move back up into above the zero line in here. So this is one of the indicators you want to be using to able to time the market. All right, we have done a lot of back testing in here. A lot of our trades are very positively inclined, and I highly suggest that you use the SmartRobie. If not, that's a low cost of getting into the market in here. All right, so this is Maybank, and the other one is RHB. Okay, and if you have any stocks, you guys who are listening in here, pencil those in. I'm happy to look at it, but of course I know many of you are generally very shy. You will not want any stocks to put in there because you don't want to be tied into in here. But of course you have the right to it. So if you look from here, let me just make this a bit smaller so you can see this, right? And you can see, so here, and this RHB Bank was 4.3%, now has gone to zero. So no stocks, right? No stocks is positive. in terms of the KLCI 30 stocks in here. Worst one is Pet Duck, YTL Power, you can see Asiata, Nestle, Speedmark, everything is down, right? So it is what I call a very good opportunity to accumulate this share. But when you want to accumulate, make sure you check out using the SmartRobie to find the most effective FA ratings. Okay, check out the FA rating, very important. Go over to the fundamentals and you're able to see the FA rating for some of these very good one. I think from here onwards I will able to see maybe Hong Leong or maybe QL. Okay, let's check out QL on the SmartRobie apps and see what kind of FA you have. So make sure you will log into your SmartRobie, right? Go into the QL, or if you want, can use the alert, SmartRobie alert. Put in the stocks that you like. When it turn green pentagon, you will be first to notify in here, and you can do the trade too. And that's one of the ways we want our members and SmartRobie users to do this, right? Which is a very good opportunity for you to make money in here, and that's why you want to so put in into your watch list. But before I do that, let me just check on QL here, QL resources. Okay, and we go over to stock fundamental. I think QL is 4. Oh, QL is not rated at all. As a matter of fact, QL is NA because the PE is 36 times, ROE is 14 times, dividend is 0.94, while sector average is 4.2, and that's why you get what you see. QL is also down. So just go through some of these lists in front of you in here, and you're able to find one good. If not, just go over to the Robie FA collections. All right, today let me just check out it. Now there's nothing because everything is down, and that's why if you are smart, check out what SmartRobie will recommend in the trading plan there with the TP. You will be generally quite safe. All right, make sure you use that in your favor. Now the KLC, as I said before in here, I want to repeat, just wait until the green pentagon comes, and you want to wait at least maybe end of the month. Okay, market will still continue, but we are very close to it, 2 to 3% more, because why? The foreign funds has already sold out and more in here. All right, so I want to bring in the market stages. So now you can see right now the market is still pretty much what we call a stage 4, falling, and before the market can move back up to a markup in here, it has to do accumulation. We have not even seen stage 1 yet, and that's why we say that, right? It will take some time for the market to pan off another 2-3% in here, maybe slightly more, and then we wait for the stage 1 that will drag us somewhere into May, and then any rebound may not go into an uptrend. It will just probably do a dead cat bound, but year end the market will not fall so much like we saw minus 12%. It will still be around maybe minus 8, minus 6% in here, depending the second half of the year what Trump is doing. A lot of what happening to the market is at the mercy of Trump's statements in here. Now the remaining time that we have, I'd like to get some stocks so I can analyze for you. Okay, any stocks that you have, I can analyze for you. Okay, and usually I don't get any much stocks in here. If not, I'm just going to analyze based on one of my favorite stocks, will be Apple, and then we probably just close the session. If you got any stocks you want me to analyze, feel free, go ahead in here so we analyze it. So right now we are looking at Apple. Okay, so if you look at Apple here, right, and you can see the red pentagon was spot on as soon as it turned up in here, or you can use SmartRobie, the same thing, and see in here that was somewhere in 27th of February, right? 27th of February, red pentagon coming out. There wasn't any green pentagon at all. If you were to exited, that will be 242. Right now it's 177. You save yourself a lot of money by following the red pentagon. So we are absolutely very happy. Those people who followed the red pentagon and green pentagon would have avoided this big 30% sell-off that we've seen in here, and I do hope that this is what you want to do that, right? So let's take a look at Pentagon Guider. The red Pentagon came out, so when we want to go back in again, we have to wait for the green Pentagon. So right now we have a lot of SOW, sell-off, 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 sell-off in here. Market goes back down. Market stages, you can see the double auto trend line is still going down in here. All right, auto going down in here. We're waiting for the market to go into what we call a sideways market low. It hasn't done that yet. You can see in here the market stages are still red. We want it to move back into gray area here. That would take some time. You expect the market to go down. All right, so this is where we have, I don't have anything positive sign of strength for Apple. So right now what we are seeing, Apple may still continue to go further down. Now I'm going to ask the audience, any stocks that you want me to look at? Okay, if not, we're just going to move on to where we are right now, okay, and probably sum it up for the rest of the night, because I have a very quiet audience who usually want to post some questions or at least ask me to analyze some stock. I'm happy to do that. So if you look at the market stages in here, the US market is still pretty much in the stage 4, going down, 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 and down, and pretty much as I said before, market will take at least another 1 month before we see that low base for the KLCI in here. So all right, expect that, and that's all I have for tonight. Okay, any questions, any stocks you want me to analyze, feel free to pencil in there, but I think many of you would have used the Pentagon Guider to your favor. Submit and chat with our SmartRobie to win. All right, and our VSA 360 premium membership is definitely a good bargain in here to help you to avoid all of the big losses in here. And that's all we have for tonight. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room in here. Thank you for being a great audience. I hope that my short takeaway will tell you how the market is doing, and good evening.